So you're looking for a mic system to be able to handle all of your content creation needs. I think I've got one.
And it's actually not this one. The DJI Mic 2 system, as you see here, has an entirely new design throughout. The unit has high quality audio with 32-bit internal recording, noise cancelling, 18-hour battery life, and is compatible over multiple devices. The entire new design of the case, as well as the transceiver and receiver units, is just stunning. What better place to test this unit out than Scotland? It's going to be harsh conditions, and we're going to be able to test out a lot of that functionality through an entire shoot day. Let's get to it.
So I'm testing out the DJI Mic 2s today, because a system I'm actually a massive fan of, because they are just pretty brilliant in any situation. So they've updated a few things, and I'm going to sit down and talk to you about kind of like what I like about them, what I dislike about them later. But I was actually really impressed with them so far. So of course we're shooting this video with Geraint today and testing out the new OM Mark II. And it's a really awesome camera, so check out the video here. But the other side of it is I want to test out these mics, because one, I want to try and do a podcast with them later. The other side is how good a quality they are, especially with that 32-bit internal, which I'll be doing the podcast with. But the thing that I was really impressed with them is the noise reduction, and I don't even have the dead cat on the top of them. From what it looked like inside of the camera, it actually cut out 90% of the noise whilst keeping us still audible and like we could actually hear what we were saying. So really excited to get this into the editing suite and see what it's like, to be honest with you. It's going to be quite interesting.
It allows you to expose a bit brighter on the lower half of the shot whilst retaining all the detail in the sky.
The other thing is that the sun is coming just lovely over the mountains over there. So hopefully the photo will come out all right as well.
Like I said before, the waveform on the actual camera was actually showing a pretty strong audio signal through speaking. Now, of course, you do hear a lot of the wind, and the wind was massively powerful here, to the point where I'd actually consider it not actually filmable, but these mics handled it exceptionally.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh my God.
Here the wind was actually pushing us back, and it actually handled it very well. Let's try out a little bit of a range test. So what I'm going to do is let Geraint walk off by himself somewhere and see how far it goes.
So I found this wicked cool scene down here, and this is
At this distance, I was really expecting it to break up a little bit anyway. But as you can see, if he was facing towards me, we would have actually got a really clear audio signal. Something to bear in mind. Next, I take it into the bothy with Geraint to do a sort of like podcast kind of video together. We pass the camera amongst ourselves to shoot each other whilst talking about photography. The audio here, again, pretty excellent. It's a little bit more controlled environment, less windy, and was very happy with it. Having the ability to split the audio and manage the audio levels separately is also really useful here, and it's another reason why I really like these mics.
The image that you get, they ground you, they center you, and you look back at them maybe 5, 10, 15 years later, and you may not remember what you were up to that day or what was going on in the world that day.
The mics themselves, I feel like have really taken over the market, as most people I know when it comes to content creators use them these days. They are absolutely awesome. The DJI Mic 2 system, especially with that 32-bit float audio, is crazy good, and crazy good for the price, as they haven't really put too much on top of how much they are in general. Audio is one of the most important things that you can have as a content creator, and investing in some good mics is one of the first purchases that you should do, other than a lens and a camera. And even to a certain extent, without a lens and a camera, this mic system actually plugs directly into your phone, and you can get audio that way as well. So this is the internal mic of the FX3, and what I've done is just connect the unit directly to my phone. I'm going to press record now, and let's see if the audio is good. So this is the DJI Mic 2 system connected to my iPhone 14 Pro Max, and is the audio good? Is it going to be best for reals? Of course, I'm shooting this landscape for the video, but is it good
for doing landscape as well. I'm pretty sure it will be. Not really much difference there, really, is there? But yeah, does it sound good? Does it sound good? And then this is just the audio straight out of camera. Sorry for the video quality. This is the front-facing camera. Yeah, pretty cool, isn't it? The other thing that I'm going to test out now as well. Sorry for the audio not being good because it's coming from my through the FX3. I want to just test it plugging into my computer, if I can use this as a mic on the go in terms of just doing VO straight into laptop. I don't think it will, but if it does, I mean, that's pretty cool, really, isn't it? So let's give it a go. So as you can see, you got this bit that just slots on the end there. You take that out, and I should be able to put the other one in there. That's great. So there you go, that's there. I'm going to take out the attachment now for it. Swap it over to the USB-C version. I'm going to test it outside of DaVinci now to give it a go to see if it'll actually record the audio. If it will, if it won't, let's have a gander, shall we? Hello, 1, 2. Oh, it's coming in through the headphones. Interesting. So I'm just going to record here. When it comes to actually like being out and about inside of a, let's say, a coffee shop, or just you need to record some VO on the go, you can actually plug it straight into your laptop and it can work as a mic for people doing online tutorials via video edits and stuff like that. So it's actually a great way to grab scratch audio as you're working and building up a composition or something like that. I really quite like that. And as you can see, it is recording all nice and fine right there. So I'm going to press stop there, and then we should hopefully have perfect. I will admit, this did surprise me. It's not something I've necessarily tried out with the previous iteration, but I can see a lot of potential uses for this in the future, and compatibility check, definitely. Which, when you think about it, is awesome. What I've got to say is that they've improved a lot of the things, a lot of the gripes that I've had with the previous one, and they fixed it in this one, especially with the case. So when it comes to the case, what you have is a full-blown metal case that actually has a clip, and it feels a lot more secure and it feels a lot better made. And there's something to be said about when things have the right kind of build quality about them. And now we're going to come to the mic unit. So as you can see right here, the casing to the mic unit is actually transparent, which kind of fills my like sci-fi need for mics, really. But it really does look and feel the part for what you need. Now, I do have a gripe here, and that is this. Focus. That is this right here. On the previous generation, the magnetic clip was blank, and that's what I really liked about it. The reason why I liked it being blank is because you could hide it a lot easier without having to lav somebody up on jobs. I've actually used this mic, I actually use the DJI Mic system on countless jobs, and every now and then you don't necessarily want to have a logo in the mix when you're shooting. Now, this can be covered up fairly easy, but when you do actually compare it to the previous mic system, as you compare it to the previous mic system, it's just a black magnet. I do think they made a mistake with actually adding logos, because it's not, you see this, alright, you see this, there's that side, and then there's the noisy side there as well. Hang on a second. There's the noisy side there as well. So I think in terms of like keeping it stealthy, they kind of decided not to, which is a bit of a weird kind of thing that they've done there. Personally, I don't like it. But other than that, all in all, the build quality of these and the ergonomics of the actual DJI Mic 2s is a lot better. Let's check out some of the audio, shall we? So what I'll do is I'm just going to put this one on me and film both internal to see kind of what the difference is when it comes to the internal audio specs of it. What I've done here is put the DJI mics on even spacing to make sure that they are the same distance away from my mouth as possible. And what we're going to do here is switch between the two different audios. So this is the audio from the DJI Mic 2, and then this is the audio from the DJI Mic. Sorry about if there's any background noise. Currently doing the shutter up in the warehouse, but does not look like it's actually picking up on the audio whatsoever, which is pretty good. Great. In terms of the battery quality, great. In terms of the ergonomics and the build quality of the charging case and everything, perfect. The other thing, it comes with a case with lavs in it as well, and I don't necessarily use lavs because I prefer the simple and quick setup,
but you have actually got that option. So although the magnetic clip no longer has just a blank side to it, I feel like I could really get away with that anyway, just using the lav to do the audio. But yeah, when it comes to DJI mics, when it comes to the mics, this is how I usually set them up, because I know it's going to hide it and make it look a little bit more professional, a little bit less kind of, hey, I got a mic on me. So what I do is I've got the mic, magnet, and then you've got a really low profile, let's move the shirt. You've got a really low profile magnet, which is perfect for weddings, for corporate videos, rather than a big unit like this. Now, you're not going to ever be able to get rid of a unit like this, because this is kind of the perfect size for a mic, but I do much prefer having this being shown in videos than this being shown in videos. That's just me. And again, when it comes to actually having the DJI thing, I get why they did it. It's for brand recognition, to make sure people be like, oh, that's the DJI Mic, that's how good quality audio that is. I get it, I do. Honestly, I get it. But I feel for certain situations, it's not something you want to be shown, especially when it comes to a wedding environment. My general thoughts on the DJI mics is that they are excellent. They have one or two things that I don't necessarily like about them. I say one or two, it's pretty much one thing. If you like the sound of the audio, you want something reliable, high quality, then these are the ones to really get right now, in my humble opinion. I will test out the Rhodes. I will test out the Rhodes at some point, but I like the magnetic clip, I like the form factor, I like all of that about these mics. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, follow and subscribe if you want to see more.